Welcome to Business 204 Business Statistics. I'm your professor, Dr. Annie No, and in this video I'll be going over some of the course basics as well as a tour of Canvas. So here we are on our homepage, and you'll notice I've got some helpful quick links up at the top here, as well as some brief instructions on how to navigate Canvas. And then down below here is a glossary that I have of our statistic symbols that we'll be using in the course throughout the semester. So at the start of each week, you'll want to click on the announcements button here for the weekly updates, but I also send an email on Sundays so that you'll know what to do for the week. Any additional announcements are released throughout the week via email and the announcements page. To access the module for the week, you can click on the weekly modules button here or on the modules link on the left side. You'll also want to check the calendar and coming up sections on Canvas regularly so that you know what assignments are due. The calendar button is here on the left, and if you open that up, you can just check our class and add those deadlines to the calendar. And over on the right hand side here is the to-do list section. I'll go ahead and click on the syllabus button here, but you can also click it on the left here too. And so on the syllabus page, you'll see a brief overview of the course as well as my contact information. And if you scroll down, right here in the blue link yellow highlight is a full copy of the syllabus that you'll want to download. Scrolling down further, you can see the details of our course, the student learning outcomes, and the course objectives. But what you'll find most likely helpful is the entire course summary. So I've already got the course fully structured for the entire 8-week period, so you can see all of the assignments and deadlines immediately so that you can plan accordingly for your schedule and your life. Clicking back. So here's the research project button I mentioned, and we'll spend time in class talking about that content as well as supplementary videos, and there's a module that's focused just on that. So let's go ahead and click into the weekly modules, and I'll show you how to navigate our course. So the very first module that you see here is a course orientation and resources module. I'll take a few minutes to go through that in just a moment, but everything you need to answer any questions or prepare yourself for the class can be found in this module. And if I scroll down, you'll also see there's a research project module for our project, which uses data from Airbnb. So all that content is there as well. And you'll notice there's these little triangles. I recommend clicking on those to minimize or collapse your content when you don't need it. There's a module on external resources. There's my YouTube channel, some external or different resources from different sites and instructors on stats, on math, on Excel. Go ahead and minimize that as well. And so here you can see for our week 1, we pretty much cover about 2 chapters a week. And so for this week 1, I do include PDF versions of the first 2 chapters, knowing you might still be working on getting your textbook. But there's reading material here, and then you can see that for each chapter I've got video lectures that you have to watch before coming to class. So I specify which day that we'll be covering that content. So you want to watch the lectures before coming to class, since in class we'll be doing more hands-on work. In addition, you need to do the reading quizzes before coming to class to make sure you've got the concepts down as we'll be working with them in class. And then towards the bottom of the module, you'll see assignment links to our Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 homework. And that's the basic structure of the modules. You'll see links to our video lectures, links to the reading quizzes, and links to the homework. In this first week, there is a syllabus quiz that I want to make sure that you do before the week is over, just to make sure you've got the content covered for our syllabus. I'm going to go ahead and click on the Chapter 1 video lectures just so you see the layout real quick. So you can see I've got my videos chunked here by concepts, and then also you can print out a PDF version of the lecture to follow along. In addition, if you scroll down to the bottom, I've got instructions if you need access to Excel, how you can access it through our MiraCosta College VMware virtual website, and then also how to turn on Data Analysis Toolpack on your computer once we start getting into more analyses. So I try to have the resources you need for each chapter in these chapter pages. Let me go ahead and click back. So I'll go ahead and minimize that. And I actually do have the week 2 module open already, so you can check that out. But let's go ahead and take a look at the course orientation and resources module. I'm just going to do a quick click through so you can get a feel for what's in there. So this is a welcome page that gives a brief overview on the course and reminds us that this is an 8-week hybrid course. We meet in San Elijo 107, which is in the library, on Mondays and Wednesdays at 10:30 to 11:45. You'll want to make sure to review this module as well as the syllabus and let me know if you've got any questions at all. But please note, this is a compressed course that's typically taught in 16 weeks, done in 8 weeks. As a 3-unit course, you are expected to invest approximately 18 hours per week, but that includes everything: class time, reading, watching lecture videos, doing the homework, having contact with me, all of that. Students who do well in hybrid courses keep up with the material. So I've structured the course as modules that will be covering 2 chapters a week, and keeping pace will be important. But you can always go back and refresh or spend more time on a topic. We just want to make sure we keep pace in general as a group. So I'll click next. Here's a page about me, my background, my teaching philosophy, and my contact info, as well as my office hours. I have office hours both at San Elijo and at Oceanside, but can also meet by Zoom if you need to do something virtually. I also have a YouTube channel that you can subscribe to, that you'll get access to all the videos, but I do have all the videos also in Canvas on the chapter lecture videos pages, so you can find them all there. So the weekly expectations. As I mentioned, the class is structured in modules. It's your responsibility to check the deadlines and go through the modules to make sure you address all of the material in it. So I don't simply record a 2.5-hour long lecture. They are chunked in shorter videos with interactive problem worksheets and Excel tutorials. So you'll want to be active in your learning and not passively just watch the videos. Now, prior to attending each class, you'll need to make sure to read the applicable chapter, watch the videos, fill out the worksheets that go along with it. This will help you take good notes as well as practice some of the problems, and then you'll know what to ask when you go into class if you have any curiosities about the concepts or about some of the practice problems you did, which are very similar to the homework. So our class sessions are intended to focus on application and doing and answering questions, working on problems, working on our group project. I do not lecture in class. So as I mentioned, once you've read the chapter, watch the videos, make sure to take the reading quiz before coming to class. They're mostly conceptual vocab type content, just to make sure we have the same language together. And then bring your worksheet. This will start in week 2, along with any questions you have on the chapter, to class on Mondays and Wednesdays for discussion. And we'll be doing stuff in class to apply your learning. And then the homework assignment is due on Mondays at 11, and they're worth 20 points each. I do have a 2-day grace period on the homework assignment. That way, if you are doing the homework and you send me a question or you need to go to tutoring and you haven't had a chance to address it, you still have some time to just finish up your homework. Or perhaps, something came up in your life, in your schedule, you got sick, you had a social event, and you just need an extra day or two. Take it. You don't need to ask permission. It's there to add some flexibility to your schedule. So the required textbook, and you cannot survive this class without the textbook and access to MyLab Stats. So this is an investment that you'll have to be making in the course. Is Business Statistics, a Decision-Making Approach, the 10th edition with access to MyLab Statistics. You can get it at the MiraCosta bookstore, or you can just get the ebook version with access through the instructions here. I recommend getting the loose leaf textbook because I don't always like to stare at a screen, and that way you can read the book on paper. But also that way you can continue to use the textbook even after the class is done. Access to MyLab is temporary. It's only 6 months to a year, and so you'll want that loose leaf for future reference perhaps. Please do not buy from Amazon. They do not have our unique access code. You will not be able to do any of the homework assignments if you buy the book from anywhere except for the MiraCosta bookstore or through the instructions on this page. If you're not sure about the course, you can take the 14-day free trial to access all the materials, or perhaps you're waiting on financial aid. You can use the free trial in the meantime, but once you buy the book, there is no refunds, and you do need the book by the first week of class to do the assignments. In terms of technology, you need access to Excel. Again, cannot get through this class if you refuse to work with Excel. You need to get access to it, and I've got a couple different ways. You can buy it if you don't already have it through this website here for $40. You just have to provide your course schedule as proof that you're a student. or you can use the computers at the library. You can click here to access VMware. This lets you virtually connect to MiraCosta's computers that have Excel. So when you're at home, you can just link into campus and then use Excel that way for free. Or you can even check out a laptop from the MiraCosta Library 7 days at a time. There's a waiting period between checkouts. So there's a couple different ways to get Excel, paid or for free, but you really do need Excel. You'll be learning quite a bit. We do a lot of the calculations with it rather than doing it by hand. And then if you just scroll down, here are the instructions to how to register My Lab Statistics. Read through it, make sure to follow the instructions. There's also a video here if you want to watch it, but if you have any questions, just email. I'll help you through the process. And then, of course, no system is perfect, so I do provide helpful tips on how to navigate and do well in MyLab Stats. So make sure to read through this, and if you have any questions, let me know. I will be doing a demo in class, so we can spend some time on exploring the technology as well. But then if you scroll down, I also have a video highlighting some of these helpful tips, so you'll want to check that out. But I'll send out reminders throughout the semester because as you work on the content, different tips will be more applicable than others. I do have a page dedicated on how to access VMware and explaining what it looks like and how it works, but also the Excel data analysis tool pack that you need to install on your computer as well. So all the instructions are here. I've also got a page on any tutoring and workshops and help desk that might come in handy for our course, so check those out. And then I've been collecting advice from past students. I've taught this course many times. And so to help you out, you can check out what they recommend on homework in terms of the math and vocab, advice on working in groups, class participation, and technology and quizzes and exams. You can actually look quite a ways back on the advice from previous semesters. And then I offer a couple of extra credit assignments. I'll talk about these in class, whether it's a newspaper article or attending an accounting and business club meeting. You can do a brief write-up and then get some extra credit that way. And that concludes our course orientation and resources module. So take the time to go through that content. Let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to meeting you on the first day of class.